Welcome to another EGT video in our Think Before You Work series, this time on electrical safety. The key message is switch on, lock off. That is, switch your mind on and use correct isolation procedures including lockout and tag out. At EGT we want to reduce these incidents and raise awareness of correct safety practices.
They all look pretty good and they're nice and tight. Okay, you can screw that back now, and once you've finished screwing that back up, we'll go back to the switchboard and remove our lockout and danger tag.
Tradies and apprentices often fail to apply basic electrical safety practice. We need you to stop, watch and act. So, think before you work.
Well, I was on a scissor lift, obviously, ripping out redundant cable, and I've come across a 2.5 cable with blue points on the end. I've been informed to obviously trace the cable back to see where it goes. I've identified that it goes back to a junction box that has two other light circuit cables coming out, and obviously I've just been instructed to take out that cable out of the junction box and obviously just reconnect the other two cables for the lighting circuit. I've gone to the neutrals, and just as I've bring the two neutral conductors together to obviously twist them with my pliers, the main switch has been turned on, and obviously suddenly I'm receiving an electric shock. In regards to why, obviously because the circuit breaker was on and then the main switch was turned on, there was a potential difference between the two neutrals, so obviously I've closed that circuit, so I've become part of that circuit.
So you've got the ends of two cables, you're receiving electric shock. What's going through your mind at that point?
It's quite odd because all of a sudden you're working, then all of a sudden you're receiving an electric shock, and then your muscles are just contracting on these two conductors, and obviously you know that you need to let go.
So what you're saying is you can't let go, is that right?
Yeah, because obviously your muscles contract, and really I felt like I was outside of my body watching myself, just these vibrate, like my hands vibrating, because obviously you can't once you're part of the circuit.
Were you thinking you could die?
More so after, when obviously I just suddenly released, because then your heart's just beating really fast and you don't know what's going on.
So can you explain to us what should have happened to keep you safe?
Well, firstly, that circuit should have been identified and that circuit breaker should have been switched off. And secondly, overall, there should have been a lockout and tag out procedure used on the switchboard when that main switch was turned off.
We can see here at this board that there is an out of service tag. On the day, Daniel, danger tags should have been used. Was that the case?
No, it wasn't. I think a lesson that I've learned out of all this is obviously just to have that initiative, that obviously there are procedures in place that we need to follow, and if I feel like obviously the measures or what has been done to obviously isolate a circuit isn't correct, to obviously just speak up and just not just go, the switch is turned off, but obviously say, we should be locking out, we should be taking out these, to obviously ensure that they're 100% safe.
What do you need to do? 1. Fully identify each circuit relating to the task.
On the legend here it says to be red, white, blue number 1, which is this circuit here.
2. Isolate the supply.
Blue to neutral. Dan, can you please switch off that circuit?
No worries, I'll just turn it off now. It's turned off now.
Red to white, 0 volts. Red to blue, 0 volts.
3. Lockout and tag out. Attach a danger tag for each worker involved in the task. Consider the use of isolation padlocks.
Okay, pass me your danger tag. The reason why we're putting on your danger tag is because you're doing the job. Perfect.
4. Confirm isolation. Apprentices should question work practices if they are in doubt.
Do you mind if I double check this with my volt stick?
That's fine, go for it.
Perfect.
You happy?
Yes, I am.
Cool.
Are you able to sign my isolation checklist for me, please?
No worries.
Yep. Thank you.
5. Do the task safely and only reinstate the supply after each worker removes their own danger tag.
Hold that for me. Okay. I'll turn that circuit back on. and we'll head back to the outlet and make sure it's working correctly.
Perfect, no worries.
Our final message is that all electrical workers must ensure that correct isolation and lockout tag-out practices are used on every job. So, make a difference. Think before you work.